Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today we're looking at a cigar from Rey Del Mundo, and not a new cigar, but it's new to the wide masses. And Forged Cigar Company is bringing it. This is the Robusto OSC. Now, some of you may be familiar with Rey Del Mundo. They were previously exclusive to JR Cigars and Santa Clara Wholesale. And they gained in popularity, and Forged Cigar Company is now in charge and taking over distribution. They're handcrafted in the HATSA factory in Danli, Honduras. And it also comes in a natural version, a cafe a latte, I guess how you say it, 4.5 by 36. Now, what we're looking at are the OSC series, which is using a Connecticut Broadleaf wrapper over Honduran binder and filler. This is the Robusto OSC. It comes just like this in this white tissue. It's 5 by 54. They also have 3 other sizes in the OSC series. A Larga 6 by 54, Supremo 7.25 by 54, and a Ronco, which is a big one, 6 by 60. So what we're going to do now, and this is how the cigar comes. This is exactly how you're going to see it. So in order to show you what the cigar looks like, I'm going to take off this tissue, and I've done this to many of them. The only way to get it off really is just to tear the tissue off and pull it out, and there is your cigar. Very no band, very plain, but very, very dark. Has a nice feel in the hand. There's the density. So that is the long and the short of it. So let's go ahead and get right to it. The Rey Del Mundo Robusto OSC. Had several of these, so I think I've got a pretty good grasp on it, but it does have a nice little feel in the hand. It's not soft at all. Very good draw. Very good draw. There is a lot of espresso, a very earthy espresso. There is a touch of citrus peel with some citrus sweetness. Quite a bit of a earthy nutmeg there, and leather. There's also leather in the mix. It's a very dark, noted cigar with modest sweetness at this point. There's even notes of raw almond in the mix. Mix all that in your mind. Now there's black pepper at about 7 to 7.5, so it's a decent amount of black pepper. Now, one thing we didn't talk about, and I'll go back to my notes, is the price point of these cigars. It's extremely reasonable, so it's well worth giving a shot. And actually, these are available on small batch cigar right now. The small little Cafe Noir OSC, which is 4.5 by 35, has a retail price of $4.80. Now this Robusto OSC is $5.40, going on up to the Ronco, which is a 6 by 60, it's $7 retail price, $7. So these are quite reasonable, and you'll probably start seeing them in your shop. So if you want to give them a shot, you can, and that's the purpose behind this review, is to let you know a little bit about them. So we've got a dark start with some sweetness. So let's just see what happens by the first third. Well, we're here at the first third, and the score is about like I described. I mean, you still have the espresso notes. You could call it unsweetened dark chocolate almost, but to me, it's espresso. It's very much coffee-like. Still have the minor sweetness, which is a citrus type, is citrus peel there, and some minor amount of actual citrus, like an orange citrus. There's still a little light leather. There's even still that light almond note in the mix of all of it, which is kind of different. Medium bodied right now, I think we'll move up. The finish is actually a lot of that almond flavor. And average lingering black pepper. For Honduran Maduro, it's not bad. It's right there on the line with me. I'm going to start it off at 88. It has sweetness. It doesn't have a ton, but it's not a bad cigar. It's just a lot of dark notes, modest sweet notes. Expect a lot of dark notes, and if that's the kind of cigar you like. So we've got time. Let's just see what happens in the second third. Here at the end of the second third. And the citrus notes kind of came out a little more in the middle. Didn't really expect a lot of citrus in a Honduran, but primarily Honduran. But they developed a little more. The other notes are still in play. The pepper is still good. Even though it's dark noted, I still want to call it medium. Finish still has a lot of almond on it. And nicer lingering black pepper. But the middle section, I mean, honestly, it got to the point where it was at the line with me. So I'm going to bump it up to 90. It's not bad at all. Very dark noted, has sweetness. I'm not so sure that we don't have a little dark chocolate there. It's very dark. There's a lot of dark notes. There's a lot of espresso. That is a powerful ingredient or a powerful flavor. So cigar did improve in the second third. That's just we don't have much left. I'm looking at probably 1.5 inches at the most. So let's see what we have in the final third. Well, we're down to the end. Whoo! So let's wrap it up. The nice orange citrus notes that were in the midpoint were short-lived. They were there, and it really kind of went to a peak and came back. They really dropped off a lot, and you have a lot of espresso now. Not so much the leather anymore. It's a very minor amount of sweetness, which is almost like a cocoa. I don't really have the orange feel. It's just so much espresso now. The finish is just unbelievable. It's crazy. It's like a little cream on the finish, and it wasn't there before. But medium bodied, the finish is a lot of cream. A little bit of that raw almond, but mostly cream. Very good lingering black pepper. But the cigar took a turn to the really dark side, and for me, it lost me a little bit. I'm rating it 86 for the final third. But if you look at the overall scope and the overall score, you're going to wind up with a score of 88, which is not that bad. It's actually smokable. It's something I can smoke again. Not necessarily something I seek out, but I can have it again. And it's short enough. What we get, an hour and 11 minutes out of it? Basically an hour, just over. So it's not that bad. And it's going to be new to some of you because you're going to see it in the shop and you haven't seen it before. So give it a try. For this price point, you may find a diamond in the rough. You may find something you can smoke a lot of at a good price. With all the expensive cigars we've had lately, this is might be one to look at. So there you have it, the El Rey Del Mundo Robusto OSC 88.